The truth behind Amy Fleming's real-life love story is nothing like the romance we see on Heartland. And what fans discovered about Amber Marshall's partner shocked the entire Heartland community. Amber Marshall is the heart of Heartland, and her character Amy has grown up with the audience for almost 2 decades. On the show, Amy's life is full of emotional highs and painful losses. We've watched her fall in love, start a family, and fight through heartbreak, all while staying strong for the horses she cares so deeply about. But behind the scenes, Amber's real life looks very different from the drama fans see on screen. Amber is known for being private, calm, and simple in the best way. While her character faces constant emotional storms, Amber's real-life love story is peaceful, steady, and grounded. She married her real-life partner, Sean Turner. In 2013, their wedding wasn't flashy or Hollywood style. It took place on Amber's own ranch in Canada, surrounded by horses, nature, and close friends. The ceremony reflected exactly who she is, a down-earth person who loves quiet moments more than spotlight attention. Fans are often surprised when they learn that. Amber and her husband live a very rural life. They run a ranch together, care for animals, and prefer spending evenings outdoors instead of going to big events or parties. Their love story feels warm and genuine. It shows that real love doesn't need dramatic moments or emotional twists to be meaningful. It can be simple, steady, and full of respect. But there's always a moment of drama when fans realize Amber's real-life partner is not Graham Wardle. Who played Ty? Because Amy and Ty had one of the strongest on-screen connections in TV history. Viewers often mixed fiction with reality. Many were shocked to learn that Amber's true love is completely separate from her character's story. Still, Amber embraces the difference. She has spoken about how separating real life from on-screen life helps her stay grounded. Her relationship with Sean is the calm balance she needs after filming emotional scenes all day. And unlike Amy's chaotic journey, Amber's real relationship is stable and filled with teamwork, ranch work, and a shared love for animals. This contrast between Amy's dramatic storyline and Amber's peaceful real-life romance is what makes her such a fascinating person. It reminds fans that what they see on screen is a script, but her real love story is something she built with patience, care, and genuine connection. For years, fans believed Ty Borden was the perfect man, the brave, gentle, loyal partner who would stand by Amy through anything. His character became a symbol of hope for many viewers, and his relationship with Amy was the beating heart of Heartland. But the truth about Graham Wardle's real life relationships is far more surprising than anything the show ever revealed. Graham's connection with fans has always been powerful, partly because he lived Ty's emotional journey with full intensity. But off-screen, Graham is nothing like the character who spent nearly half his life on the Heartland set. While Ty's world revolved around Amy and the ranch, Graham's real life has always been shaped by a desire for personal freedom, quiet reflection, and spiritual exploration. That difference affected not just his career, but also his relationships. Many fans still don't know that Graham was once married in real life. His marriage to Allison Wardle was private from the beginning, so private that most people never even saw them together. The couple quietly shared their lives for a few years, away from media, interviews, and Hollywood attention. But just like his decision to leave Heartland, Graham chose to keep his personal journey hidden from the public eye. When news broke that Graham and Allison had separated, it shocked the fan community. Viewers had spent years rooting for Ty and Amy, and in their excitement, many projected that love onto the actors themselves. But Graham made one thing clear: his personal life was not meant to mirror Heartland's story. He explained that some paths we walk are temporary, and some relationships exist to teach us something before life leads us in a new direction. After leaving his marriage, Graham began focusing on personal growth and deeper purpose. He traveled, explored nature, and spent time learning about healing and spirituality. His podcast, his writing, and his quiet lifestyle all reflect a man who values his inner world more than fame. In many ways, Graham stepped out of Heartland not to leave something behind, but to search for something ahead. And yet, this is exactly what makes him such a mysterious figure. Fans still ask, is he dating now? Has he found someone? But Graham keeps those answers locked away. He has chosen a life where love is private, peaceful, and protected from public noise, whether he is single or with someone. He prefers to let that part of his life stay behind the curtain. That mystery is what keeps fans fascinated. Ty Borton gave the world a love story to remember. Graham Wardle, in real life, walks a quieter path, one built on self-discovery rather than spotlight romance. And that contrast makes his journey one of the most compelling stories behind the Heartland. Cast. Lou Fleming's life on Heartland is filled with tough choices, broken relationships, and the constant struggle to balance ambition with love. Fans watched her fight for her dreams, face heartbreak, and rebuild herself again and again. But when it comes to Michelle Morgan, the woman who brings Lou to life, her real love story is far more grounded. Far more stable and surprisingly inspiring. Michelle is nothing like the restless, overwhelmed Lou we see on screen. In real life, she is the kind of person who knows exactly what she wants. She has built a strong, loving family with a quiet confidence that Lou often wishes she had. Michelle has been married to her real-life partner Derek Tistel for more than a decade, and unlike Lou's chaotic romantic journey, Michelle's marriage is calm, supportive, and beautifully steady. What makes Michelle's real-life relationship so unique isn't loud romance or grand gestures. It's the quiet teamwork behind it. Michelle and Derek have grown together through career challenges, parenting, and the unpredictable world of acting. Derek isn't in the spotlight, and that's exactly how Michelle likes it. She often talks about how grounding it feels to come home to someone who doesn't care about camera angles or scripts. Someone who sees her, not the character she plays, together. They've raised a family that values creativity, independence, and curiosity. Michelle shares glimpses of this life through her social media moments of her kids playing, little family adventures, or quiet evenings at home. These snapshots reveal a side of her that Lou rarely gets to show, peaceful, confident, and deeply connected to her loved ones. But the most surprising part of Michelle's real-world love story is how she manages to separate her emotional on-screen moments from her real relationship. Lou's storyline often involves heartbreak, conflict, and tough romantic decisions, and fans sometimes assume these scenes must be emotionally exhausting for Michelle. Yet she has said that her stable home life actually makes it easier to play Lou's struggles. Her relationship gives her the emotional safety and support needed to explore difficult scenes without losing herself in them. There's also something Michelle carries into her marriage that Lou often lacks: balance. She balances acting, directing, activism, and motherhood without letting any one part of her life drown out the others. And through it all, her partner stands firmly behind her, quietly present. It's fully supportive. Michelle Morgan's real-life love story is not the dramatic roller coaster fans see on Heartland. Instead, it is a reminder that the strongest relationships are often the calmest. While Lou keeps searching for stability on screen, Michelle has already found it in the life she built away from the cameras. Jack Bartlett is the quiet strength of Heartland, the steady voice, the wise presence, the man who carries decades of pain with dignity. Fans see Jack as the rock of the family, the one who holds everyone together, even when his own heart is breaking. But what most people don't realize is that Sean Johnston, who's the actor behind this iconic character, has a real-life love story that is just as enduring, but far gentler than Jack's rugged journey. Sean's character has lived through loss, regret, and emotional battles that could harden any man. Yet in real life, Sean is surrounded not by heartbreak, but by a love that has lasted longer than Heartland itself. He has been married to his wife, Sue Johnston. For decades, a partnership built on loyalty, maturity, and a bond that has weathered every chapter of his life and career. What makes Sean's relationship so unique is not the length of the marriage, but the way he speaks about Sue whenever he talks about her. There is a quiet admiration in his voice, a softness that Jack rarely allows himself to show. Their relationship feels like the slow-burning warmth of a fireplace on a winter night, steady, familiar, and comforting. It's the kind of love that doesn't need grand gestures, because it's built on a lifetime of shared experiences. Behind the scenes, Sue has been Sean's greatest supporter. while Jack Bartlett stands strong for the Heartland family. Sean draws his strength from the woman who has walked beside him long before the show existed. She encouraged him through auditions, celebrated his victories, and stayed grounded through the unpredictable life of an actor. Their love story is not about drama, but about partnership, a quiet kind of devotion that grows deeper with time. Fans often compare Sean to his character, assuming he must carry the same emotional weight Jack does. But the truth is, Sean's personal life is far more peaceful. He doesn't hide from love the way Jack sometimes does. He embraces it. He lives it. And this sincere connection to his real partner gives him the emotional depth that makes Jack so believable on screen. Another unique part of Sean's love story is the balance they've created together. While Sue stays mostly out of the public eye, Sean honors that privacy while still crediting her as one of the most important influences in his life. Their partnership shows that you don't have to be famous or in the spotlight to play a major role in someone's success. In the end, Jack Bartlett's life is shaped by loss, hardship, and second chances. Sean Johnston's real life, however, is shaped by a stable love that has stood strong for decades. His relationship is a reminder that not all great love stories are loud or dramatic. Some are quiet, steady, beautifully unshakable. Tim Fleming is one of the most complicated men in Heartland. Charming, reckless, misunderstood, and always caught between making things right and making things worse. His romantic life on the show is a storm that never fully calms. It's filled with regrets, second chances, and choices that fans debate even today. But when you step away from the chaos of the Heartland Ranch and look at Chris Potter's real life, you find something completely different. Something far more stable than anything Tim has ever experienced. Unlike Tim, Chris Potter does not live in emotional confusion. His real-life love story is steady, long-lasting, and surprisingly grounded. Chris has been married to Karen Potter since the late 1980s. It's a commitment that has lasted longer than most careers in the entertainment world. While Tim Fleming is constantly chasing the next love, the next adventure, or the next fix to his complicated past, Chris chose a path of consistency early on, and he has never strayed from it. What makes Chris's real-life relationship so unique is the way it quietly exists outside the noise of fame. He rarely shares personal details with the world, not because he wants to hide something, but because he values the sacredness of what he has. Behind the scenes, Karen has been his anchor through years of traveling, acting, directing, and evolving in a demanding industry. She supported him long before Heartland became a global hit, and she remains the one constant in a life full of changing scripts and characters. Chris and Karen have raised 4 children together. It's family life that stands in sharp contrast to Tim's unpredictable path. While Tim struggles with fatherhood on screen, Chris is the opposite in reality. A deeply committed father who guided his kids through life with patience and stability. This contrast gives his performance as Tim an extra layer of authenticity. He understands the weight of being a parent, the responsibility, and the emotional pressure, but unlike Tim, he doesn't run from it. Another beautiful part of Chris's love story is the quiet teamwork that holds it together. Karen didn't choose the spotlight, and Chris respects that distinction. He keeps their relationship protected, private, and far away from the drama fans are used to seeing on Heartland. They built a marriage that doesn't depend on attention or public approval. It survives because it is rooted in friendship, trust, and a deep understanding of each other's strengths and flaws. Many fans would be shocked to learn that the man who plays Tim, a character who seems forever tangled in emotional chaos, has one of the most stable, enduring relationships among the entire cast. But that's exactly why Chris is such a powerful actor. He can step into the shoes of a flawed man because he himself does not live in the shadow of those flaws. He brings depth to Tim because he knows what a real, healthy partnership looks like. Chris Potter's real-life love story is not messy, dramatic, or filled with regret. It is a reminder that sometimes the characters who appear the most chaotic on screen are played by people who live the calmest, most grounded lives off-screen. Georgie Fleming's story on Heartland has always been about growing up, finding herself, and learning what love really means. Fans watched her transform from a troubled kid into a strong young woman, struggling with friendships, crushes, and the confusing emotions that come with coming of age. But Alicia Newton, the actress behind Georgia Lives, a life that is far quieter, far more private, and surprisingly different from the whirlwind romance many fans imagine for her. Alicia grew up right in front of the Heartland audience, and that makes her real-life relationships one of the most discussed topics online. Every time she posts a picture, fans start searching for clues. Is she dating someone? Who is he? Is she keeping a secret romance hidden? But what makes Alicia's real-life story so unique is how intentionally she protects her personal life. While Georgie's love interests become central plot lines, Alicia keeps her heart far away from the spotlight. Unlike many young celebrities who share every detail online, Alicia values privacy more than attention. She has said in interviews that keeping parts of her life private helps her stay grounded and mentally strong. Instead of chasing relationships or spotlight drama, she focuses on her passions, her horses, her craft, and the life she's building beyond acting. This quiet focus makes her very different from Georgie, often steps into emotional situations before she's ready. Still, fans constantly speculate about her dating life. They compare old photos, analyze her captions, and even debate who she might be secretly seeing. But the truth is much simpler. Alicia is focused on personal growth, not public romance. If she is in a relationship, she has chosen to keep it protected, not hidden out of fear, but shielded from the noise that comes with fame. That choice says more about her character than any rumor ever could. Another unique part of Alicia's real-life experience is how deeply she connects with animals, especially horses. While Georgie's storyline often revolves around show jumping, competition, and pushing herself to the limit, Alicia's relationship with horses is more emotional than competitive. The love and patience she pours into working with them gives her a sense of peace that she doesn't need to seek through relationships or public validation. Her maturity is something fans sometimes overlook. She understands that growing up in the public eye can distort your personal life if you let it. So she chooses to control her narrative. She chooses silence over gossip, boundaries over exposure, and focus over distractions. That rare level of awareness at her age makes her journey truly unique among young actors. At the end of the day, Georgie Fleming's love story is written by Heartland's writers, but Alicia Newton's love story, whatever form it takes, is written carefully by her, quietly, privately, and on her own terms. It is a reminder that not every celebrity romance needs noise, attention, or constant updates. Some stories grow slowly, quietly, far away from the cameras. Every great show has its quiet mysteries, and Heartland is no different. While the main cast lives much of their lives under fan attention, a few beloved actors keep their real-world relationships tucked away like treasured secrets. And these final reveals might surprise even the most dedicated Heartland fans. Let's begin with Jessica Stain, who plays the elegant and steady Lisa Stillman. On the show, Lisa brings class, confidence, and a calm strength into Jack's world. But in real life, Jessica is one of the most private cast members of all. She rarely shares details about her romantic life, choosing instead to focus on her career, activism, and love for animals. Her dedication to keeping her personal life hidden has created a quiet mystery around her, one that fans continue to debate. Some admire her privacy, while others wonder if she prefers a love life free from the weight of public expectations. Next is Kerry James. Known for playing Caleb, the charming cowboy with a tough spirit and a vulnerable heart, Caleb's love life on Heartland is filled with twists, challenges, and second chances. But Karis's real-life relationships remain calm and well-guarded. He chooses to share only what matters most: his creative projects and his passion for film. His private nature adds a sense of intrigue, making fans constantly curious about who holds his heart off-screen. He has never used his personal life for attention, and that choice sets him apart from many actors his age. Then we have Madison Cheeto, the bold and energetic actress behind Jade Virani. Unlike some cast members, Madison gives fans occasional glimpses into her real world. She is married to longtime partner Chris Spoke and together they share a growing family full of warmth and creativity. Their relationship is supportive and collaborative, allowing Madison to balance motherhood with her acting career. Her life is not perfectly polished or staged. It feels real, natural, and filled with everyday joy. Fans appreciate this honesty, especially because Jade's character often hides her true feelings behind toughness and independence. What ties these cast members together is the contrast between their on-screen stories and their real lives. Heartland is a show full of dramatic romances, breakups, emotional reunions, and heartache. Yet, many of the actors live quiet, stable, private love stories far away from the intensity of their characters' journeys. Others remain complete mysteries, leaving fans to wonder what kind of relationships shape the people behind the roles.